Welcome back to the Les Petites Saints Crochet blog. I'm Elise and I would like to introduce you to Penelope. She is a new addition to the crochet room, and after discussing it with her and thinking about it a little bit, we decided together that Penelope was the perfect name for her, and I think it just fits her perfectly. And she is the guard pig over the crochet room. She makes sure that everything is going the way it should and that everybody is doing what they should and keeping little guys like these on task. So lately I've been thinking a lot about balance in my life and how to attain it. Now, as a very creative person, I vacillate wildly between feeling super focused in one area and then I will switch and be jumbled and jumping from one thing to another. That leaves me feeling a bit like a chicken with my head cut off. Even though I have had a very productive last few months, that feeling is not really working for me anymore. So what I've done is I have created a 3-step process to finding creative balance in my life, and I'm really excited about it. And I even created a little worksheet for you. So if you would like that worksheet, it is going to be in the actual blog post, and I'm going to link it in the description box below if you're watching this on YouTube. The title of this blog post is Believe, Bloom, and Balance, Cultivating Your Creative Potential. And I know that's a lot of words, and it sounds like maybe it's a little bit of mumbo jumbo kind of weird stuff, but just stay with me and let's work on this together. So in this process of thinking all about how to create balance in my life, I started doing what I always do, and I start researching. And I've been listening to podcasts, reading blogs, looking for any information about creativity and balance. And I came across an interview that Black Sheep Wools did with Lucy from Attic 24, and I absolutely love her. But her answer to their question is actually kind of life-changing for me because it showed me that there is balance and that you can attain it. So I'm actually going to read their question and I'm going to read her response to you. So they asked her, what direction do you see crochet going in the next 5 to 10 years? And she answered with this. This is so brilliant. Do you know what? I would be so happy if my own personal direction didn't change too much in the next decade, as I'm enjoying myself so much right now. I love the balance of my creative life, getting to crochet, design, and write at a pace which suits me. I am very much a go-with-the-flow type of person and don't tend to plan much or have any great ambitions for the future. I love the luxury of living in the moment whenever possible, enjoying each day as it comes. Okay, guys, y'all, I could not love that answer any more. And that answer of hers stayed in my mind for days and days and days, and it led me to create this 3-step system and the little worksheet. I hope you like worksheets like I do, and I can't wait to get started. We are going to start with the first step, which is believe, and this is the most fun part. So our first step is to believe. Now you could substitute the word dream for believe if you would like to, if that makes a little bit more sense. And it's going to be the first part of our worksheet here. It says believe right here. So I got this idea from listening to the Gold Digger podcast by Jenna Kutcher. She had an episode titled How Being Decisive Leads to Success. Now I clicked on that episode because I am one of the least decisive people I know. I have a lot of trouble making decisions and I go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And she really attributes her being decisive to a lot of her success. So I was going to listen to this. But the exercise that she had everyone do in the beginning is brilliant, and that's where I got this idea from. She wanted each of the listeners to think about and to dream about and to believe what your perfect day would look like. And I'm going to actually read a quote from that podcast because I think it is so wonderful. She said, how do you want to feel each day? What do you plan to accomplish? What is the vision you have for your life? The more specific you can be here, the better off you'll be. Close your eyes and visualize the perfect day, week, or month, and think of the things it includes and what it definitely doesn't include. How do you want to feel each day? What do you want to accomplish? What would be the end result for you of a successful, filled day? I love to think about this often because how we spend our days is ultimately how we spend our lives. Jenna Kutcher is a genius. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to be extremely specific. I want you to think about, where are you during this day? Who are you with? What are you doing? What are you wearing? Are you drinking some tea? You drinking some coffee? I want you to get really specific about this, and then I want you to write it in this little space, okay? So pause the video, come back in a few minutes, and then we're gonna start the next step, which is so great. Bloom is our next step. So now we are on our second step, which is bloom. Here's our bloom section of our worksheet. But I want to start with a few questions for you. Have you ever found yourself working hours and hours and hours on something that really brings you absolutely no joy? Have you ever found yourself saying yes to something that you promised yourself you would not do again, but yet you were saying yes to somebody else? Have you ever worked on things that you feel like are not ultimately helping your business or helping you get to where you want to go? If you said yes to any of these, and let me just tell you something, I'm preaching to the choir here, we're going to do this exercise and it's going to help us to make these decisions before the questions ever even come up, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to write down all of the questions, all of the things that we want to say yes to in our lives. Whether that is, yes, I would love to teach a class. Yes, I would love to donate to that project. Yes, 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 yes. I want to say yes to these things. These things spark joy, like what Marie Kondo says in her whole KonMari method. What brings joy into your life? What things do you want to focus on in your business, in your creative business? Or if you're just a creative in general, but you keep finding yourself sidetracked with all these other things that you don't want to do. But I really think this no section is probably the most important one. What do you know in your heart? You know it right now. You can't stand doing it. For example, maybe you hate taking custom orders, but people keep asking you for custom orders and you hate to disappoint people, so you keep saying, oh, sure, I'll do that. Go ahead and put it in your no column. You already know now it brings you stress. You hate it. You don't like it. Say no to it right here so that when someone comes back to you in a month, in a week, and asks you to do that, you can say, no, that's really not part of my mission. That's not really what I do. You've made the decision beforehand, and by making those decisions before the questions even come to you, you have set yourself up for success. I'm so excited about this part. Now this is the part that it really gets good. We are on the balance part, and that is the goal we're all trying to attain, right? So we have our balance section here in our worksheet. So what we're going to do is we are going to take all of that work we did in that first exercise, believe, and we're going to take those dreams and that desires that we really have in our heart, and we're going to add that to our bloom section where we decided, yes, I'm going to say yes to this. No, I'm not going to do that anymore. And we're going to combine those into a balance statement, which is basically our mission statement. What is your mission statement going to be for your creative business? What are you going to say yes to? What are you going to say no to? How do you bring those dreams into it? By creating this mission statement, it is going to be your North Star. It's going to point you in the right direction so that when those opportunities come to you, you know exactly right away what you can say yes to, what you know you should say no to, and feel no guilt about it. So I really hope that you work through this, and I would love to know if you came up with your own mission statement. How did you find balance in your own life? Thank you so much for stopping by the Les Petites Saints Crochet blog today, where I share all about whimsical amigurumi, creative crochet, and running a handmade business. And the link to the blog post will be in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. And the links to the interview with Lucy from Attic 24 and the Jenna Kutcher podcast are going to be there as well. And if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me if you would like the video and share it with anybody you think might benefit from it. And little Pippin and I are so glad that you stopped by today.